Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's jump right into today's problem. Today we are looking at a medium difficulty problem called maximum element after decreasing and rearranging. As always, if anything is confusing, just drop a question in the comments. I read them all and I'll gladly help clear things up for you. Here is the problem page. It looks a little bit wordy, so let's break down exactly what it's asking us to do. Step by step, we are given a list of positive numbers. The very first rule is that the first number in our list absolutely has to be a 1. The second rule is that the gap between any two numbers sitting right next to each other cannot be bigger than 1. They can be the exact same or they can differ by 1, but that's it. To help us follow these rules, we are allowed to decrease any number in our list to a smaller positive number. Note that we cannot increase them. We can only shrink them. We are also allowed to shuffle the numbers around into absolutely any order we want. Our goal is to perform these operations to satisfy the rules, while trying to keep the largest possible number in the list as high as we possibly can. Let's look at a quick example list with 3 numbers, 100, 1, and 1000. Since we can rearrange them freely, it makes sense to sort them first so the smaller numbers are at the front. So now we have 1, 100, and 1000. The first number is 1, which is perfect. The next number is 100, but the rules say it can only be 1 bigger than the previous number. So we must shrink the 100 down to 2. Finally, the 1000 must shrink down to be no more than 1 bigger than the 2. So it becomes a 3. The biggest number we have left is 3, which is our final answer. Just a quick heads up, we'll walk through the logic using Python first, but I will provide the full code for Java, C++, and JavaScript at the end of the video. Let's look at the first approach from the editorial, which is a greedy strategy. The absolute best possible scenario is just counting up normally. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. We want to increment our maximum value by 1 at every possible opportunity. By sorting the list first, we can check if the smallest available numbers are big enough to support the next step up. We save the huge numbers for later, when we need higher values. Here is the complete Python code for this greedy approach. It's surprisingly short, so let's break it down into smaller chunks to see how it works. First, we sort our list of numbers. Then, we set up a variable to track our expected maximum value. We started at 1, because the first element must always be 1. Next, we loop through the rest of the list, starting from the second item. For each number, we check if it's large enough to let us climb to the next step. If the number we are looking at is greater than or equal to our current maximum plus 1, we increment our maximum by 1. Let's trace this quickly. Imagine our list starts as 2, 1, and 4. First, the code sorts the list into 1, 2, and 4. Our tracking variable starts at 1. We look at the next number, which is 2. We check, is 2 greater than or equal to our tracker plus 1? Yes, 2 is equal to 2, so our tracker goes up to 2. Then we look at the 4. Is 4 greater than or equal to our tracker plus 1, which is 3? Yes, it is, so our tracker goes up to 3, which is our final answer. Because we use a sorting algorithm right at the start, the time complexity is order n log n, where n is the number of items in our list. The space complexity is either order log n or order n, depending entirely on how the specific programming language implements its sorting function behind the scenes. Okay, let's look at the second approach. This one doesn't require sorting at all. Think about it this way. If you have a list of 5 items, and you have to start at 1 and can only go up by 1 at most, the absolute biggest final number you could ever reach is 5. Because of that hard limit, if our list has 5 items, a massive number like 1000 doesn't help us any more than a 5 would. They both just fill a spot, so we cap them. So, instead of sorting, we can just use an array to count up how many times each number appears, treating any massive numbers as if they just equal the total length of our list. Here is the code for the no-sort approach. Let's break down how it tallies everything up. First, we find the total length of our list, let's call it n. We then create a new list of zeros to keep track of our counts, making it n plus 1 spaces long. We go through our original numbers one by one. For each number, we increase its tally. We take whichever is smaller, the number itself, or the length of our list, and increase the count for that value. Finally, we set our tracker to 1, and loop from 2 up to n. At each step, we update our tracker to be the smaller value between the number itself, or our current tracker, plus however many times we found that number. Since we just iterate through the list a couple of times without doing any heavy sorting, the time complexity drops all the way down to order n. This is much faster for huge inputs. However, because we had to create that extra array to hold our counts, the space complexity is order n. Let's quickly talk about edge cases. What if the input list only has a single number, and it's a huge number like 100. Because of the very first rule of the problem, the first element must be a 1. So that 100 gets squashed down to a 1 immediately, making the answer just 1. Both of our solutions handle this perfectly, without crashing. So what did we learn? First, sorting is a fantastic tool for making step-by-step greedy choices. But more importantly, if you realize a value is bounded by the size of the list itself, you can often skip sorting entirely and just count. Real quick, before we get to the other languages, you can probably tell this voice is AI. I built this tool for myself to study faster, and I've been experimenting with this faster, visual slide format. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this style, and remember to ask any questions there too. Also, I don't put ads on these videos. Let's look at the other languages. Here is the sorting solution written out in Java. You can pause here if you need it. Next up, here is the exact same greedy logic translated into C++. And finally, here is the JavaScript version for any web developers out there. If you don't want to type these out manually, you can go to the LeetCodeUnlocked.com/link in the description to just copy and paste the code directly. If this video helped you, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to eventually cover every problem on the platform, so if you want to support that, you can buy me a boba at the link on screen. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.